Yeah, looky there. We got a Silk in the bottom right.
Gorgeous, man.
We got your boy Pickle in the bottom or top right. We got Infinity bottom left, and we got Hysteria top left.
Yep.
And we got Nero in the stream. What's going on, Nero?
Mr. Nero.
Yeah, so I'm OG Pickle. I run all social medias, dabble with a little bit of every team besides Valorant. Hysteria and Venom really have a grasp on that. We don't have Venom tonight. Venom may tune in next week, give some updates. But yeah, Venom kind of does more Valorant type stuff, and I'm kind of everywhere else. I try to help Infinity with COD whenever I can. Same with Silk. Infinity is our COD manager, so he runs everything regarding COD. So he's going to be providing some updates later. Social media wise, we have been in Instagram jail. We've been in jail because I was trying to clean up our followers and I thought we were using a third party. Nothing you can really do about that. So we are out of jail. We'll be posting, be a lot more active on Instagram come soon. I think tomorrow I was pretty sick today. I went to the doctor. Everything's good. We actually established Onslaught Gaming as a business recently, so that's very exciting for us.
That it is.
Very exciting. We got the good old letter, boys and girls. I mean, like you can look us up pretty much anywhere. We are incorporated here in Arkansas. All of our members are kind of all over the place here in the U.S. Venom's actually in Canada for the time being, but we're hoping to get him down to the U.S. here pretty soon. Actually rocking some old OG merch, looking to maybe do some more shirts like this, get these hats reran, their baseball cap style. We got some snapbacks. We got our merch store, link in our bios on everything. If you click that link tree in our About Me, copy paste it in your browser, you can find all of our merch. We are actually partnered with Real Gamerware. Fi is awesome. I highly recommend you follow her if you can. She runs a female and co-ed league. She does some really great things with the female community when it comes to COD. We're excited to be partnered with her. We're not really pursuing a whole lot of new sponsorships at this point. We're kind of waiting on bigger ones to come to us right now. And I think Hysteria, you're gonna kind of come up first, right, with some Valorant updates, eh? Oh, the
Of
dreaded
course.
mute.
Always, man. Always, dude. I got so many things pulled up on the screen. I apologize, guys. But yeah, obviously, Pickle introduced me there. You know, I'm one of the main people on the Valorant side of things. Me and Venom run the show over there. I'm definitely the more public figure. He's more of the behind the scenes, crack the whip type person, holds the team accountable for us and does all of that. But ultimately, you know, our Valorant team, we started on a long journey back in September, back when Onslaught was still in its very much roots of just beginning. We were, a group of guys hoping for the best, to say the least. After multiple iterations of our team and multiple changes, we went from having 3 teams down to 2 teams. We had for a little while. We finally settled in a black versus red team, 2 very kind of high level teams. They're actually both rated in the top 100 in the world right now. We're actually making some noise in the T2 scene, which is awesome to see. Our black team is right now currently rated higher, and we have a little bit higher of expectations from them as our red team is working on a roster lineup change. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. We'll probably have more updates next week. We're working, trying to get some people in the building, see what tryouts their roster out for the rest of the way. This black team, though, was their first ever tournament way back on, actually not even way back, just a short month ago there, January 16th. They played in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and 39th one of it. They do it every single weekend. Real kind of top of the line T2 scene there. You see a lot of the really aggressive high end teams, the top 30 teams in the world, top 100, a lot of them. We got knocked out in groups. First ever tournament we put out. In a week span from that Sunday to the following Sunday, we go from getting dropped out in group stages to a top 8 qualifier in the Pittsburgh Knights Gauntlet. They do that every single month. That's another T2 scene there, $1,000 prize pool on that one there, to a top 4 finish in the Valorant Sunday. And in both situations, we probably should have actually won the final game that we were in. Obviously, you can't speak for the next one. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. At the end of the day, you lost. But to see that type of performance come from the team there is exactly what we need to be. That got us placed all the way 42nd in the world. We've dropped down a little bit after a qualifier that we got knocked out in stages, and unfortunately, we're going to rebound hopefully the right way. But we've got some notable wins over a couple of top 100 teams in the world. Our best one currently is Resonate, who actually has now jumped all the way up to, I believe, 32nd best right now. We beat them 13. That's a pretty impressive score line, not bad. Ultimately, we got another tournament coming up on Sunday that both teams communicate and be a part of, see how they perform. But obviously, at the end of the day, we got high expectations for both of our lineups here. A couple of our players have actually been shouted out top 10 watch list through Hitbox Val on Twitter there. So Baz is probably the big name that we've got right now, but Baz, Dan, Zorro, 3 players that have full Radiant Triangles, top 500 in the world. Our other 2 players definitely deserve to be there on this lineup. On our secondary team, we've got a couple people in the top 2,000 in the world. So we're really got a strong couple bases on here.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Like Sunday's gonna be big. I know Super Bowl's going on, but man, like that could take us to where we need to be. We're striving to get to that top 20, and I know it's gonna happen.
Hey, if we can get a good showing out there, finish with another top 4, that's where we would probably want to be. That's where we think we can be every single week. Once you get into that point, top 8, top 4, you get some really good high-level talent. So it's hard to win at that point, but I think we've got a good lineup. I think we've got a good team, and ultimately do the right thing, play the way that we're supposed to. Those
Yeah,
long tournaments are tough. It starts at 3 in the afternoon. If you get into the final 4, you're still at 9, 10 o'clock in 6 hours. 5, 6, 7 games in a row. And when you're playing at the highest level, that's a mental game. So we're working on that stability right now and that stamina on the side of, because I think that's where our team is fairly lacking, but I think that's our biggest area. Talent-wise, they're all there. But mentally, how much draining is it? Our shot caller, our IGL, as you call it in the Valorant scene, gets to that point and he kind of, I won't say scatterbrain, I won't say starts to lose it, but he starts to get a little bit slower with his call, starts to think a little bit more about it instead of just playing free like he always has and making calls and having, we're really working on that. And I think
yeah, like getting to the semifinals took what, 7 hours?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's
Man,
one
imagine.
too. So it's a lot like the NFL, right? You
Yep.
talk about the Super Bowl. Any given day, anyone can beat anyone, right? You get your T2 scene, you get your pub players that are very, very good, and they form a team for a weekend and they go out there with their boys and try to play. But if they're better than your team in that one particular game, you're knocked out. And then once you get to the finals, so that's when it becomes a best of 3. That's when you have a chance to make some mistakes, try to grow and be like, all right, let's try this strategy, let's try this. So I won't say it's easier once you get to that point. It's the highest level of talent, obviously, but it is something that does come into play. That when it's best of 1, you got to bring your A game every single game. And if you have one bad game, you just got to hope the other 4 people on the team are good enough that day to carry you through it. Sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't.
Somebody's always got their back brace on.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah, where you at, old Silky? I want to hear some stuff about some Rogue Company and some Fortnite. Yeah, what's that qualifier called, by the way, Robbie? That qualifier is gonna be lit. Yeah, Rifter's actually streaming right now. If anybody wants to check him out, Twitch, and it's just O Rifter, ORIFTER. I'll go ahead and drop that in our stream right now. No, it looks like it's catching up.
Looks like Narrow said in chat that your Twitch mic is not actually working.
I think that might have been Hysteria when he clicked his little mute button.
I was gonna say it could have been me.
Maybe.
I got my mic muted. Wow.
Hey, at least it wasn't just me today, my friend.
Hey, Nero looking out.
Okay, so my bad. Back into it. So in Rogue Company we have 2 players, O-Rifter and Really Boy, that are 100% on the team right now. We have been trying out multiple people, and we've kind of got 2 people in the Discord right now that we might like. I don't know. They haven't really talked to me about them yet. We've kind of been running people in and out pretty much all week. We are going to be playing in the RLCS qualifiers. That's what they're called. There's 3 of them, and they're each $1,000. It's a whole day of tournaments, best of 3, and top 4 go to a $10,000 tournament. So top 4 of the one this weekend, top 4 of the one next weekend, top 4 of the one next weekend will go to a $10,000 tournament, and it'll be streamed by High Risk Studios on their channel.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was gonna say, if you've got the link to that, definitely throw that in the chat, so that way people can check it out and know where to see where everything is. I just put in the Valorant once. You have the update there.
Yeah, for sure.
But
if anybody wants to see our rankings for Val, we can drop the little VLR in there. Just look us up. Look up Onslaught Gaming. You will find the red and the black team listed on there, and our full record for the most part. VLR does a little good job of updates. Having a little bit more problems with Spite.gg, but I'm sure everything will get updated here within the next week or so.
Yes. But other than that, Fortnite is kind of going slow. It's really hard to find decent Fortnite talent because there's so many people and there's so many ways to be good or bad at the game. Somebody can have a lot of videos of just building and editing and it look really dope. But when they play in a competitive kind of setup in a match, it just doesn't work because it's more about knowing what to do, knowing when to fight, knowing when not to fight, placements, getting kills. And you have 3 hours, and they take your 4 best games. So in 3 hours, you have to play 4 really good games. And if you play one game, it could take, 30, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 30, 40 minutes gone. And if you lose that game, you just wasted 30 or 40 minutes, and you can probably get nothing out of it. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into it, and people who don't know how to, say, okay, this one's just a wash. Let's go to the next one, and knowing when to play one out is the hard thing to find. And also finding the players has also been challenging because there's so many of them, and they're young and they drop, and it's just been one of those things. But yeah. That's pretty much it on the Rogue and Fortnite side of things.
I think Infinity is going to give us a little bit more info on everything regarding COD.
Yeah, so basically we got 4 teams here. We're divided up into 4 teams for Onslaught, and we're based off black, white, red, and blue. Our top 2 teams, black and white, are actually doing really well, in my opinion, man. They're really putting good competition in the COD League right now, and I think they're doing pretty well. White team has been really sticking to scrims, trying to better themselves as a team, trying to get better together. So whenever they do enter in some tourneys, they have a good chance. They've been doing a lot of CMG chows, making money, man. They're just got a couple $100 in earnings so far. And I mean, doesn't sound like a lot, but you do $1 chows, $2 chows, and that starts adding up. That's a lot of games played for a couple $100 here and there.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
But
what about the coach on that we have picked up for white team?
Yeah, so
Coach doing good things.
Yeah, the coach is. I have really actually haven't talked to him much yet. I really want to sit down and talk to him a lot more. Uh, but from what I've seen, he's been really helping them out. Every time they're in there playing, he's there, and that's a really good thing to have. I really wish I could be there for Black more because I coach them, and when I can, and it just, I'm busy, so I mean that it's really good they have one, and I really want to find one here for our Black team, and for anybody that knows somebody or can help find, please do not hesitate to help. I'd love to have somebody else to help coach.
Yeah, all of our DMs are always open. So anybody out there watching, maybe potential coach, reach out.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to Black team though, Black team's been doing some massive things. All right, like just absolutely killer. They today about an hour ago won the Captain's Revenge League. Pretty good talent within there, pretty tough opponents, but our Black team's amazing and without a doubt took a leap and won it. As long as, or not as long, but as well as the AEL Sunday League took the dub on that last month. And the Crims COD League recently won. So some good league plays right in there. I'm gonna take them out of some free stuff and actually start entering them into some more money tourneys. Just put them into a Venom League. So that's a $1,500 prize. So I don't have a doubt in my mind that they are going to compete for sure in that. There is good competition. I played in it. Really good teams, man, and really excited to see what they have coming forth to that. And as well as putting people in, I'm actually putting a white team into the North American COD Amateur League for $1,000 prize. And that as well, that's got some really tough opponents. I played in that twice, I believe. Actually, I played in it in Modern Warfare, the last COD, and that was a game, man. There's some tough teams, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some more tough teams here in this new COD. Yeah, that's about it from COD side, man.
They're doing challengers again. Is challengers coming up tomorrow, or is that EU? I think that's EU. And then, well, EU's at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and I think that elite qualifier is tomorrow. But I wasn't sure if any of our teams were in that, or if we were looking to get in some here later on.
I definitely see white team pursuing more and more into getting into that. I don't see my Black team getting into, or our Black team rather, sorry. Black team getting into that, man. Like I just, they do have that one guy, he's a little underage for it, and I mean it's not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
He'll be there eventually. I believe this year he'll be of age, and let him go ahead and get at it. But
that's always tough when you're dealing with an age barrier. There it makes it a little tricky, especially
it
on
is.
the side of things. You got certain regulations you got to deal with. So
it is, and you know what? Out of mad respect for that kid, because he's got a lot of talent, probably key player on Black. And it is amazing what I've seen him do for the past 2 years now, and it is never, ever like just it's always fun to watch him, man. It kind of makes speechless,
They've got some great streams going on. I'm gonna try to drop some of their streams and chat here too. What do the teams think about the whole new the league play that's came out?
From what I've been hearing in some of the chats, they are not liking it so far, because in this recent update they just had, League Play comes out Monday. They have the preset classes, and since they brought that out in this last update, it's really messed up the game. Every time they go to use the CDL settings in custom games for their matches, they have to, if they reset app, reset COD, they have to redo all their classes over and over and over again, and it's real aggravating for them. So, from what I'm hearing, man, they're not really enjoying it so much. But I definitely
consensus I've been hearing too.
Yeah, I'm excited though, man. Ever since I took a step down from playing and competing, I kind of miss it, and having that league play there, I just can't wait to jump back into it and kind of get back into the action a little bit. It's not there, but just play a little bit and get in that competition. I love it, man. I love COD.
I think that's one thing that COD has needed for years. You look at COD and you think about, you go back to even like the Halo days when COD and Halo were the two big games in the world there. COD never had a rank system. COD never had something that you could really compete on in game. And that's definitely something, not every game needs it, but with COD never having rank, to bring in leagues right away in this one and really trying to make a concentrated effort in that T2 scene, that T3 scene, to cultivate some talent and see what else is out there. I think that's a step in the right direction. Sure, a lot of these other small tournaments are still going to be there. You're always going to have that organic local scene. But ultimately, for the actual manufacturer of Call of Duty themselves, the actual publisher, for them to be a part of it, I think that kind of raises the bar a little bit. Especially where Call of Duty is trying to get back to, really the CDL being the big thing they got going on from the franchise side of, and really trying to establish themselves as a top esport again. It'll be interesting to see how they handle this.
It will, it's really good, and then not even it's just playing in it, they've got their pro players that already are on that top level. They're even playing in it all the time. And I mean, myself, and one of our players on Red Team, we actually played one of those pro players, and it was real fun. And being able to see that I was able to keep up, and our buddy on Red was able to keep up with him, it was great. I can't wait to see where our teams end up going, man. I really can't.
Yeah, we've got a good long road ahead of us. We've got plenty of time. Like, we're still fresh. Like, OG is still less than a year old technically from like when we actually started. So we've made waves in the time that we've been here, and I love it, man. You're doing a great job on the COD side of things.
Yeah, it's real exciting watching the growth from when me and Hysteria started doing all of this.
I was going to say, what was it, March, April of last year that you hit me up about this idea, Silk? It's fresh still.
Yeah. Like, I hit Hysteria up like I would think March or April of last year, and I was like, bro, this is a great idea. We both played Smite, semi-professionally. We were pretty good at it, but it just wasn't fun for me to compete like that anymore. But I did enjoy watching and building teams like that. To me, that was more fun than actually competing in the game.
Exactly.
And it's just something that gives a young person that maybe they're not very good at communicating, or they their way of kind of getting out of the real world is video game, and they watch all these streamers and these pros, and they're like, maybe I want to do that one day. And they come to us, and they got that chance to say, okay, let me show my talent. Let me get into this small org that is still growing, and let me show what I can do. And that's really what we're looking for to bring on, as well as this like the drive to want to be great. And that's kind of what we've done since we and Hysteria started this in March, is bringing these people that just strive to want to be good and want to take to the next level, and this is crazy. Real crazy watching it grow.
Yeah. You go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I can speak for all the OGs here. I think I can speak for Pickle, Venom, Silk, all etc. there. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're trying to build is a professional organization. But that starts with building a community first, and really building around that, and building from the organic side of things. We're not going to go out there and, fight for the cheap follow or the cheap subscription here or there on YouTube, so on and so forth. We're going to work our butts off, work our tails off, and try and get to everything we're doing. Like I said, for us to get to where we're at in Valorant, to get to where we're at in the Call of Duty scene in a short amount of time, it's just really a true progression, really a true kind of display of what we're going to do. Ultimately, obviously, we got a long road ahead of us. But again, like I said, I think I can speak for all of us that, where we're at right now is awesome, but, we're still far from where we want to get to. Getting, the legal side of things done was step one. Now it's official. Now it's, a little more, if you want to put it in quotations, real, so to speak. But ultimately, that was the goal all along. This is just step one of 20 steps that we're gonna have to take to get to where we want to get to. And I think as long as we continue the path that we're doing, we're gonna get there.
I'm gonna drop that YouTube video that our Valorant team was actually in here recently. I think it's surpassed 100,000 views already.
Yeah, 160,000 views
in 2 days.
Man, that's good.
Shit's wild. We got some real good friends over there at Valorant Curious, and they put us some videos from time to time. We did one about 2 months ago, Hysteria.
Yeah, about 2 months ago. We saw, I think, well over about 100,000 views on that one as well, too. That was with a former lineup of ours. So you'll notice that the lineups have changed a little bit since the last time we did a video. But check out both of them. This most recent one was absolutely hilarious. I was watching it on my lunch break, couldn't stop laughing to the point that the manager that was out there covering the floor was like, "What are you doing back there?" Like, I could just hear you cracking up. And I'm like, "I'll show you when I come out."
The one crazy thing about all of us, we all have full-time jobs, and we're still rocking out with this whole org thing. We're generally pretty active on Twitter in the mornings, active on everything else in the afternoon. Be sure to look at our link tree in our bio. That's how you can follow us on everything, stay up to date, anything OG. There'll be bigger news to come too. We're only going further. We're not taking any steps back. We did, however, scrap Rocket League for now. We had a really good guy named Risky Reps. He's since kind of strove to be a great streamer, which he is. He went from 0 followers when we first started with him to over 3,000. I think he's a full-time streamer now after being involved with us for the term of his contract. And now he's kind of doing his own thing, but he's still repping us to an extent. I know he's pretty has a vendetta to be the best streamer. He's averaging 30 to 75 viewers. And so be sure to check out Risky Reps. If you just search Risky Reps, he'll be the first person that pops up. Full-time streamer, streaming about 7 days a week. So he's a really great dude as well. If you're a Rocket League fan involved with OG, definitely check him out.
But yeah, anybody else have anything to say particularly?
Yeah, I think that's about what we had covered there, unless anyone else has anything else they want to add at the moment.
No, man, I don't. I mean, if you want to keep it going, when you were saying earlier, Silk, man, you mentioned the word drive. And ever since you said that word, it's literally been sitting in my head, because now that I think about it, not even just for my COD scene, but over at the Valorant side, for us, for everybody, the drive, what you're willing to go for what you want, my guys over here on the COD side, them wanting to become in that professional level, compete in that level, and how much time and effort they're willing to put towards it, man. It shows, because a lot of guys I've had on teams, they don't want to show up to practice. They don't want to show up for tourneys. And as much as I hate to do it, man, you just got to drop them. And I hate doing it, but it really shows their drive and their willingness to make it to that pro level. And I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to show up here. It's going to show up there. But when you find those people that are willing and wanting that spot, that time to go pro, and that's just that drive, man. That, like I said, that word really kind of got me thinking. Yeah, it's important,
bro. It's so much fun to watch someone with a lot of drive, play a game, because they're doing this for free. Like, a lot of them, they're not getting paid. They're just doing all of this because it's their dream to do something. And watching these people do that or these kids and these teenagers do that, is amazing, man. It's actually great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they know they're not gonna. A lot of them know that they're not gonna go just from where they're at to finding a team and getting paid right away. You know, they know they got to prove themselves, and that I think that falls back to where you were saying and I'm saying right now, that their drive, man, they got to be motivated and pushed with that drive so they can get somewhere, have somewhere where I'm starting. Like I said, I'm starting to pay for these guys into tourneys, and they can start making more money off of it. And I told them, if I pay for it, I'm not going to ask for anything back. If you want to give back, I'll take it. But you can have the money, man. Like, I just want to see you guys exceed. I want you guys to get not only your names out there, but the team's name out there. Onslaught, you know, I want them to get Onslaught out there so we're more well known, they're more well known. Everybody's happy at the end, man. And I'm excited.
Yeah,
You know?
dude, we're a true players org, man. Like pretty much everything our players make, like they keep. We're not one of those orgs that come after all your money, all your streams, all your followers, anything like that. Pretty mutual. We love helping people grow. That's one of our big things. As long as you have the drive, like we're here to help you grow right alongside us.
Although he's not with us, there's a saying that Venom likes to use. Give me an inch, I'm going to give you a mile. You don't give me an inch, sorry, there's the door, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes,
But
sir.
ultimately, at the end of the day, that speaks to the volume of the people that we have. You know, I spoke to it a little bit with the Valorant side of things. I'm sure you saw it a little bit as well, Infinity, with the way the rosters have shaked out. You see people come in, you make quick changes. You know, if they don't want to be here, you know, they don't want to be here. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we move forward. You know, I don't want to say there's a dime a dozen. I don't want to say there's a million different people that we can bring into the org. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what we want is the people that want to be right. To get there is the key piece.
Exactly.
You know, one day at a time, you keep grinding, you put in the effort. You know, you speak to your teams doing scrims every day. You know, Valorant's doing the same thing. You see it on the Rocket League. If when we were running that, you see it on the Fortnite. You see it on the overall Rogue Company side of things. You know, one day at a time, you put in the effort. You know, it's that Mamba mentality, so to speak. There. You know, shout out to the late Kobe Bryant, of course, there for that one. You know, he's changed that, you know, mentality for a lot of people, how grinding really is different practice.
But yeah, also one thing I wanted to throw in a wrench for is OG is always looking for some content creators. It doesn't really matter what game you play. If you're active and you create content and you want to grow with us, hit us up. DMs are always open, man. Like you can hit us up via Instagram, Twitter, hop in our Discord, shoot one of the OGs a DM. Most of our DMs are clearly open. Like I talk to, I don't know, like 50 people a day in our Discord. I think our Discord doing pretty well. The actual OG Discord, we have a separate Discord for some of the teams, just for team chats. But I believe our Discord's sitting around 400 right now.
Nice.
Yeah, we got quite a few people in there right now. I'm posting up those links for you guys. So if you guys do want to check us out, be sure to definitely follow the link. Get in there. Send us a message. Like Pickle said, don't be scared. You know, we're open here.
Yeah, we are completely open, man. Let me see here. Let me throw that link tree in there just one more time. Linktree is an amazing thing. I definitely recommend it for anybody trying to grow their following, just to put everything under one roof.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely free as well. That's a great thing about Linktree.
2 direct links there for the Instagram and the Twitter, but definitely use the Linktree worst case scenario for you guys.
Of course, most of our codes for everything, we are still affiliated with a couple companies such as like Rogue Energy, Control Freak, Zydax, Good Game Bracelets. We're affiliated. You can use our codes if you're ever looking to get any of that stuff. OG Army for everything, 10% off.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's going to kind of do it for us on this podcast. You know, it's been about 50-minute podcast. We will be doing this every Friday, kind of going over everything that's been going on in the org that week. You know, we will be posting every video that we do the next Saturday. So tomorrow, this podcast will come out on YouTube. And you can go watch it there if you're coming in late or you want to know pretty much anything going on in the org. Every single podcast will be on YouTube every Saturday. So
Yeah, I think what do we say? We're gonna probably try to put this on Audible, maybe even just like Apple Podcasts, different other platforms,
Spotify.
Yep.
Spotify for
I was
sure.
going to say Spotify is another one there. But yeah, ultimately, we hope to cut this down a little bit too. This one's a little longer, being the introductory one. Obviously, on a week-to-week basis, less will go on. Not to say that we won't be productive, not to say that we won't be going where we want to go, but we hope to keep this a little bit shorter for the next time around for you guys. But I think it's going to be something fun for you guys to kind of interact with, and definitely feel free to use the chat to kind of tell us when our mics are muted and chat a little bit with us, so that way we can have a little bit more fun interactions with you guys as well.
Yeah, of course. And be sure to what was I gonna say on this part? Oh, Super Bowl predictions. Who's gonna win? Like, are y'all Brady bandwagoners? Or y'all Chiefs bandwagoners?
Come on, man. You're going to point me out like that.
Hey, I mean, you gotta root for somebody. Shit.
Yeah. Old school Patriots fan, so I gotta root for the Bucs. Not to say that I wouldn't be happy to see the Chiefs win, but being a Patriots fan, I love Brady my whole life. One of those things. I hope he wins. Hope he picks up his 7th. Not to say I want to stick to Bill Belichick by any means. Still one of the best coaches ever there, but it'd be nice to see Tampa Bay going to win there. They're a franchise that definitely needs. We've had some tough years, so.
Hey, hold up. Is Nero right here? Is this the first home Super Bowl in the NFL history?
Yes. In the 55-year history of the Super Bowl, no team has ever played at home. And technically speaking, the Bucs are actually wearing their away jerseys, which is quite funny. But again, it's because the Super Bowl is supposed to be a neutral field. It just happened. Home field is definitely a little bit of a factor there. You're not going to have all the fans there. I think it's about 25K.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think Brady might pull the upset personally. I'm going with the Bucs on this one.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to have to go with my Chiefs, man. I've been a fan of the Chiefs for a long time, actually.
Hey, understandable, man. Understandable.
Going for the 2P?
Yep, that's what I'm about to say. I can't wait to see it happen again. And I really do think they're going to come out with it on top, man. They got some really good players, man.
They do. They do. Those receivers are deadly.
And I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well, just because I hate Tom Brady. So I love.
How do you? Oh man, 2-2 split. I don't know how you hate the GOAT, but all right, we'll leave it at that.
I'm a Giants fan, bro. We
yeah, that's right.
Y'all's perfect team.
As a Patriots fan, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's this perfect season in 2007. Supposedly we lost the Super Bowl, but I've got no records of it there. Like, it's just not in my memory anymore. Like, there was this catch on a helmet or something. Like, I don't even know, man. We went 17-0 that year. That's all that matters.
Right.
We got it all.
That shit was wild.
They call Eli Manning the Brady killer. So
shit.
You know your boy Mahomes is messaging Eli how to beat Tom Brady.
Hey, Sunday, if we do make it to where we're streamed on VCS, we will be posting that up. Like, getting streamed on VCS, pretty big. They've got shit. How many active viewers do they usually have on their Twitch, Hysteria?
So it depends. Early on, they're a little lower of a number there, but once you get into the final 8, top 4 there, even into the grand finals, it's anywhere from about 200 to about 600-700 viewers. So it's a decent size there overall for the tournament. The Pittsburgh Knights was a little larger. I think that one was about 1,200 viewers, 1,500 viewers for that one there.
That was huge.
But obviously, you got a true organization, painting that picture there. So as we continue to get into those scenarios, we'll post them up. We'll get people in there so that way we can get Onslaught season on for us. See if we can come up on top.
Yeah, I know I'll be there for sure, man. I love watching Val teams play, man. I wish I was that good.
It's insane, man. The patience they have, it really is. The type of stuff they're able to do still blows my mind.
Man, honestly, fun fact, like, we actually all got into Valorant when it first dropped. What was it, closed beta?
Yeah, it was still closed beta when we had our first teams kind of going on. But yeah, that just shows, like I said, our first team I competed in September, league or a tournament of sorts. So that was shortly after release. That was about 2 months after release there. So we've come a long way.
Yeah, Val's definitely been calculated all along for us, but yeah, we are definitely super excited for everything. Val, COD, Rogue, Fortnite, potentially Rocket League again here soon. I know Risky when he was on Rocket League with us was top 100 in A East.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was up there. He's like top 50 in a East, I think.
Yeah, it's hard getting a good Rocket League team together, but we'll do it someday for sure.
But yeah, I think we're gonna end the podcast here. Thank you, Infinity, for coming by with us. Hopefully, you're able to do this much more with us because everybody would love to know about the COD side on Onslaught Gaming.
Man, I'll be here whenever you need me.
Yeah, and stay tuned for special guests too. Like one of us may drop out. We may bring in a little special guest. I kind of like this four-way format that we got going
Yeah, I
here.
think that's a good format for us. Bring somebody on, even if it's just for a segment, just bringing them on for 5-10 chat with them. That's a good thing there.
I'll tell you what, I definitely want to get Venom on the webcam.
One of these days, man. One of these days.
I swear he'll do it. He'll do it eventually. Venom is he's a great dude, man. Like when Venom gets on here, you guys will be surprised.
Maybe that's what I need to do. We got a player on Onslaught Black and COD, man. He will not show his face. We have a Snapchat group chat, won't show it. He won't show it on streams, anything, man. Maybe you guys need to pop him in here to talk a little
What are
bit.
we talking about?
Dude.
What are we talking about?
Dude, I'll tell you one thing. I
Yeah.
do want Cletus in here at some point. I love Cletus, the way he talks, the way he streams. He's one of my favorite pod streams to watch.
Yeah, Cletus he's a pretty chill man. You know, other than that one-time thing. Yeah, he's a real cool guy. All them guys are cool, man. Love them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll definitely put some faces to some names here regarding COD. Maybe even bring a Valorant player up in here. Maybe some Pab.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe some Pab, yeah.
I was gonna say Pab could be an interesting one. I definitely think Dan would potentially do it with us. He'd be a good character trying. So we'll reach out. We'll see what we can do. But I think definitely that's the right idea. I think that's how we'll probably swing this. Is we'll try to bring people on. Like I said, even if it's just for a segment, 5 minutes there. So that way they don't got to feel like they got to be here for the whole 30 minutes. Talk about stuff they maybe don't know about. But we appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. You know, we've had a consistent 10 viewers this entire time. That means the world to us. You don't understand that. So, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, check out the YouTube video when we post it. If you guys didn't catch it live here, we'll put it up in our Discord there. We'll post it on all of our social media. I'm sure Pickle will throw the link tree out there one last time there for us. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out the merch. We partnered with a new company this year. Some really nice stuff on the way. Hoping by time next week, whether it's itself or either one of the orders for the other two, Pickle and Silk here, one of us can hopefully be repping some of the new stuff for you guys to get a kind of exclusive look at it. I've got a banner on the way that will kind of replace some of the background that I've got going on. Kind of, fill that in and see that. So we again appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And unless there's anything else anyone else has, I think that's where we're good.